Rob, the question is,
I'm sorry.
I want to throw this at you. Is this player – it's a confusing vote that he's gotten so far from some of his contemporaries within the NFL. So you remember having the conversation about Josh Allen, and he's perplexing because the most recent poll done was The Athletic, was players saying he is most likely to win MVP. That's who they all voted for, was Josh Allen.
It was like the next, right?
He was the next one to get the vote, as in this season, who they project would get it. But then, if you look back not too long before that, a couple months earlier, there's a poll, and it has him as the most overrated player in the NFL. So is he the MVP or is he the MOP? I like to think that he is the MVP likely this season, because I think the things that he needed to do to get that, and they also had a bunch of front office guys say, look, if he can turn down the turnovers, lower the turnover numbers, he's got a shot to be MVP. He's done that this season, hasn't turned the ball over like he has in years past. He has his team playing well outside of the Baltimore Ravens game.
I'm glad you said that, because that didn't help. He was going to be an MVP in that.
That didn't help. But it's between those two. If you ask me, it's going to be Lamar Jackson or someone else. But I'm saying if it's between MVP or MOP for Josh Allen, I think he's closer to MVP. He does things that others can't do outside of maybe one or two other quarterbacks. He has his team. They're going to win a bunch of games, probably win 10, 11, 12 games. And I think he's also get that pick where, you know how it happens in the NBA a lot? We're like, we're going to give it to somebody else. Why? I'm just tired of Jordan winning. I'm tired of LeBron winning. I don't want Nikola Jokic to win. Let's give it to Embiid. And I think he's closer to getting that as well. So if his numbers are comparable to a Lamar, or if it's a late surge by Patrick Mahomes or Sam Darnold, people are going to say, let's give it to him. He deserves it. His team's playing well. Let's give it to him. So he's closer to MVP than overrated, if you ask me. There's some other guys I put in overrated.
He's closer to overrated, and I'm not buying into that they're going to give him a charity MVP because they're tired of giving it to other people. I mean, Aaron Rodgers won 4. Peyton Manning won 5. Brett Favre won 3 in a row. So where's the burnout when it comes to them? They're not going to give it to him just because they don't want to give Lamar another one. They'll give it to him on his merit, and so far he hasn't been close to winning an MVP. I don't see it.
What do you mean he's not been close? He has been close. He's finished in the top 5 the last couple of seasons. He's been close.
The top 5, Lamar got every vote except for one first-place vote, so it was one away from unanimous. He also won it unanimously a couple years before that. So when was he close?
What the question is, for me, it's not is he going to win it. The question is,
I know what you're saying.
Right.
I think he's closer to. I think
he's closer to overrated, but you're only basing that off. I get it. But you're basing it off of playoff performances.
No, it's not. I'm talking about last year. There was a bad stretch where he didn't play that well, and the offense turned to running the football when they ran off the last 5 or 6. Go look at his numbers. They weren't great, but the offense changed. That's all.
Yeah, I like what I've seen from him thus far, and I like what I've seen from him in a multitude of things. They have a new offensive coordinator. They're now, I think it's 9-2 with the offense coordinator, of course, including that Baltimore game. He's found a way to turn the ball over a lot less than he historically has done. And I think he's also playing the podium game well, too. He's saying the right things. He had a chance to take shots at Stephon Diggs. He didn't. And I think that those types of things bode well when it comes to votes as well, especially if he gets close where it's, close between he and one other person. And a lot of times it just comes down to those little small fine points. He's spreading the ball around, too, something that he hadn't done to a variety of players, too. Stephon Diggs is gone, and now he's forced to hit a bunch of different players and have those guys catching the balls and not just focusing on a singular player. So I like what I've seen from him thus far. Again, sans the Baltimore Ravens team, which you and I know at least, believe they are the best team in football. So, yeah, I think he's in line for his best season this year, which, again, outside of a Lamar Jackson, maybe a one other, if Sam Darnold continues to play out of his mind, I think he's in closer to being an MVP than overrated. I don't understand. I don't get what would be overrated about him. His team wins a bunch of games. He plays pretty well for the most part. Obviously, he has a stinker here or there, and his teams continue to be in the postseason. So I don't get how he could be close to overrated. Help me understand that.
Well, it's overrated just means people think you're better. It's not that they don't think he's good, but the ranting and raving about how good he is, some people question exactly if that's all warranted. Not that he's not a good player. We all know he's a really good quarterback, How good is the question?
It is the odd couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington, having a conversation about the league. Some of the players in the league said that Josh Allen is the most overrated player just a couple of months before saying he's most likely to be MVP. So which one is it? Is he closer to being an MVP or closer to being an MOP, most overrated player? That's what we're asking you, 877-99 on Fox. Who we got, Rob?
We got, let's kick it off with Anthony in Fresno, California. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, Josh Allen reminds me of a lot of those Pac-12 teams that just had the misfortune to run into Pete Carroll's UFC squads. They're all really, really good teams, but it don't matter because it's Pete Carroll. And Josh Allen just happens to be playing in the AFC at the same exact time as Patrick Mahomes.
And Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but great players, they break through. I understand that.
So what is he? Is he closer to MOP or MVP, brother?
So you say
I would say he's closer to MVP, but close doesn't really mean much. He ain't getting it there.
All right. We appreciate the call.
No doubt. Thank you. Let's go to Chase in Austin, Texas. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Oh, he's not. I'm sorry about that. We lost him. All right, and we go to 877-99 on Fox if you do want to jump in. Brewers did not score, man, on second, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. It remains a scoreless tie, and we're in the top of the 6th in Milwaukee. So for people who are not near a TV or radio, listen to the ball game. We'll keep you updated. Yeah, I mean, the Josh Allen, he's a talented guy. No, I'm not trying to discount his credit.
You're not discounting, but you get tired. You focus on the end result, which I understand and I get. Ultimately, you play the game to win. We understand that. But like, man, I think one of the fundamental differences between you and I understand the end, but you got to keep getting there. Meaning, I'm going to get over this hill at a certain point, right? And we have had these
you don't always get there, though. That's false. You keep saying, and I bring up Marv Levy all the time as the coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Marv, leave me alone is what he wants to tell you.
I know.
Marv, leave me alone.
But he went to 4 straight Super Bowls. Nobody considers him the greatest coach in NFL history. You know why?
But why does he have to be the GOAT? But he's not the GOAT, but he can be one of the best. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. In the Hall of Fame?
He went there but 4 years. He got a dubious distinction of losing 4 straight Super Bowls in a row.
No, that stinks.
That's dubious.
Stinks. That stinks. That does stink. But all I'm saying is,
nobody wants that. Do you want to be known as a loser like that?
A great example is we keep talking about Josh Allen, and to the caller's point a second ago, I look at Lamar Jackson as the same way. Patrick Mahomes is the Tom Brady of his era, and they're not talking about as far as stylistically, but just winning, kind of being the guy controlling a conference, really even controlling the league. And Peyton Manning, you could argue, was more talented, more gifted, understood the quarterback position maybe more than Tom Brady for at least a large portion of their career, but he couldn't get over the hump of the Patriots. He had to keep showing up before he could finally do it, and he finally did it and was able to go and get a ring. So that's my thing is, all I'm saying is Lamar Jackson hasn't gotten it done. They're, oh, man, he ain't did. He hasn't done it. I'm like, hey, he keeps showing up. And one of these days, you're going to knock and that door is going to open. One of these days, you're going to go and you're going to be able to, overdo that giant, step over that giant finally. So that's my whole point is keep showing up. Who we got?
We got Jake in Kansas. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jake?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Doing good. How are you?
What's up, Jake?
Doing good. Yeah, definitely MOP. Josh Allen is the next coming of Jim Kelly. If he could even get to a Super Bowl or two, he's just going to choke in that as well.
Hey, and Jim Kelly was a great quarterback, and that's the point, Kelvin. Can you imagine if they have both of these guys and have these great teams and runs and come away with nothing? Like that's what Jim Kelly, man, Jim Kelly, to get to the Super Bowl 4 times.
But definitely not the most valuable player, most overrated player if you ain't got the hardware for it, buddy.
There you go. All right. I like the way you
look
at life,
Y'all do know, Rob G, am I missing something? Because I thought the question was MVP. We didn't say he was about to be Super Bowl MVP. We're saying MVP. Y'all acting like if he don't win the Super Bowl, he can't be an MVP on his way to a Super Bowl.
No, but they just don't think. I think that there's
Don't
questions.
be they and me. No, don't be they and me. You too, Mickey Ficky. Okay, don't be they and me. You too. You are in the days.
I'm just trying to help you understand, comprehendo.
No, you're saying, you guys keep saying he's not gonna have the hardware, not gonna win the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is post voting on the MVP.
James in St. Louis, the baseball capital of America. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, James?
Hey, Rob, this is James. I just wanted to call in because, in my opinion, though, I definitely want to go with MVP here. I know I'm kind of going against you.
That's okay. Live your life. Live your truth.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he had a very, very good game, and I understand the Jaguars aren't up to par, but I just thought, they did a really good job with what they needed to do. Ravens are a different breed, and I think they're going to win the division. I think they have a very good chance of going to the AFC Championship. I'll take your call. I'll take it off the air. Thanks, guys. Love the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rob, you're my favorite. Like, I talk to you on Twitter all the time. I love you.
Thank you, James. My man, I appreciate that.
And Calvin, you're doing great. You're doing great. Thanks.
I appreciate it.